5 most bizarre freak show performers of all time. Sideshow freaks have long held a special and warm place in the heart of every red-blooded American. So today, we are going to honor our top 5 most beloved and cherished of these American treasures. And while these stories may seem unbelievable, we can assure you that they are real and certainly no embellishment. Number 5. Simon Schlitzie Metz, the original Pinhead. This lovable character was born in New York sometime around 1900. Schlitzie had a unique condition in which his head never grew much larger than that of a toddler, which of course looked very strange on his man-sized shoulders. Never growing taller than 4 feet and only mentally possessing the intellect of a 3-year-old, the way Schlitzie saw things, he was just having a good time on the carnival circuit. However, when his legal guardian died, Schlitzie was committed to a hospital in Los Angeles for full-time care.
Oh, how sad.
While at the asylum, it was clear that Schlitzie was becoming depressed until one day, as luck would have it, an old friend of Schlitzie's, renowned sword swallower Bill Unks, stumbled across him. Bill set a hearing with the local judge where it was decided that Schlitzie was better off back with the carnival under the care of Mr. Unks. Schlitzie was quickly back in action and just as popular as ever. He went on to have a great career and was cast in a couple of movies, including the cult classic Freaks. Schlitzie died in 1972 and was buried in an unmarked grave until 2009, when an avid fan raised enough cash to give him a proper headstone.
What a gift.
Number 4. Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged woman. Born in 1868 with a parasitic twin, Myrtle had a difficult time finding employment and stability. But being the courageous soul that she was, she persevered onto the world of freak shows and amassed a fortune and a large family. Myrtle had 2 normal legs like any woman, but also 2 childlike legs coming from her waist. All 4 of her legs were functional, and Myrtle had no problems about making the most of her condition. She went on the carnival circuit in her early 20s, earning a salary around $500 a week. In today's money, that's a ton of cash.
I'm rich.
Myrtle lived to be 60 and even gave birth to 4 healthy children. We're not sure who the father was and what he saw in this 4-legged phenom, but nonetheless, they lived happily off of her fame and notoriety.
Well, good for you.
Number 3. The Bearded Lady. Ah, the Bearded Lady. A staple in any reputable freak show. However, the original Bearded Lady was not really a lady, but a young girl who detested the label freak. Born in New England, Annie Jones had a tough life right from the start. She was born into extreme poverty and no one is really sure of her actual birth date. The best estimate is that she was born in the early 1860s. She had a full-blown mustache by the age of 5. Given the name Monkey Girl, she was quickly scooped up by P.T. Barnum and became an instant hit. As she aged, the Monkey Girl took the name of the Bearded Lady and quietly amassed a sizable income. She used her popularity and influence to change the name of Barnum's freak show to that of Sideshow.
Good. It's about time.
The Bearded Lady gave up performing and quietly retired after spending 20 years with Barnum. However, her name lives on in sideshows and freak shows around the world who still use her likeness as an attraction. But beware, the true bearded ladies are hard to come by. Most of the ones you see today are in fact men.
Deceiver.
Number 2. The Elephant Man. The Elephant Man is probably the most well-known sideshow freak in history, and arguably one of the most tragic.
That's just sad.
That's of course assuming that being a sideshow freak isn't extremely tragic from the get-go. Born John Merrick in 1862 as a healthy boy, John started to develop a series of tumors and bone deformities as he grew. The older and more disfigured Merrick became, the more he was forced to live indoors. But when he did go out, mostly at night, he wrapped his head in scarves to hide his gruesome deformities. John eventually joined a traveling circus in Europe as a way to pay the bills. But unlike the other people on our list, Merrick hardly made any money and struggled financially. He was eventually discovered by a renowned doctor who took Merrick in and rallied against his exploitation and the exploitation of other people like Merrick. Unfortunately, Merrick died in his sleep at the age of 42, but not before meeting several of Europe's dignitaries, including Prince William of Montego.
Ooh.
The story of the Elephant Man has been portrayed in television and the movies, but most currently his story is a Broadway hit starring Bradley Cooper, no less as the Elephant Man himself.
Is there nothing this man cannot do?
Number 1. General Tom Thumb. The General was born in 1840 and discovered by P.T. Barnum at the age of 4. The General never grew taller than 3 feet, and unlike the common dwarves we see today on TLC and Discovery, he was perfectly proportioned, which made him truly unique. General Tom would go on to have an illustrious career with P.T. Barnum's traveling circus. The good general got to travel the world while earning a salary that would make him a millionaire by today's standards.
Show off.
The general's career was culminated by a reception at the White House hosted by none other than Abraham Lincoln in 1862. Sadly, this little trooper would die at the young age of 44 after complications with pneumonia. General Tom's dwarfism was of the rarest of cases and still stumps doctors to this day.
It's a mystery.